So, let's go. We look up at the stars and imagine a clockwork cosmos, bound by rational laws that keep the darkness at bay. We convince ourselves that time flows in a straight line, and that nothing simply means empty space. We are completely, horrifyingly wrong. Let's start here, at number 8. Keep your eyes locked on the screen, because when we reach number 1, we are going to uncover a revelation about the shape of time itself that suggests there is no escape from this cosmic slaughterhouse. 8. String gas cosmology. As fragile biological creatures, we navigate a three-dimensional world, moving left, right, up, down, forward, and backward. We take for granted that space is an infinite, empty theater, assuming this is the inevitable architecture of reality. Space actually wants to possess 9 dimensions, yet it is currently being strangled in the dark by microscopic cosmic nooses. In string gas cosmology, the early universe began as a tightly wound hyperspace filled with a boiling gas of fundamental strings. These strings possessed winding modes that wrapped entirely around the dimensions of space, acting like restrictive bands that physically prevented the dimensions from expanding. Space was trapped in an asphyxiating knot. The only way for a dimension to grow was if these wrapping strings collided and annihilated each other. However, these strings can only effectively find each other and annihilate in a maximum of 3 spatial dimensions. The other sets remain choked, permanently bound by an unbreakable cosmic wire. The gravity unspools your spatial freedom like wet thread, leaving the rest of reality forever crippled and trapped in the microscopic dark. 7. Causal dynamical triangulation. We draw grids on paper, map the trajectories of the planets, and trust that spacetime is a smooth, continuous sheet of fabric. Space is actually a shattered, jagged fractal. In the framework of causal dynamical triangulation, the universe is violently glued together from tiny, discrete geometric pieces called simplices. At our scale, these blocks blur together to create the illusion of a coherent 4-dimensional spacetime. But if you rewind the cosmic clock to the Planck scale, the spectral dimension of spacetime collapses. Time and space mutate into a 2-dimensional fractal nightmare where direction loses all physical meaning. The universe was born in a chaotic, shredded state, where direction was mangled beyond recognition, like glass ground into dust. The structure of reality is built on a foundation of broken shards. 6. White hole eruption. We find solace in the idea that the Big Bang was a pristine, miraculous moment of pure creation, a brilliant flash of virgin light bringing form and life into an empty void. The white hole eruption hypothesis describes the explosion that created our reality as the time-reversed exit wound of a dead, collapsed universe. A white hole is an astronomical object that violently expels matter and energy, making it the mathematical opposite of a black hole. In this model, an ancient parent universe suffered a catastrophic big crunch, crushing galaxies and civilizations into a suffocating singularity. That singularity then flipped inside out, becoming a white hole that vomited its crushed, recycled remains into a new, expanding phase. Everything around you, the iron in your blood, the light from our sun, is the reanimated, spat-out debris of a murdered universe. We are living in the cosmic aftermath of an autopsy. 5. Black hole baby universe. We see black holes as cosmic drains, where matter is annihilated and erased. However, through Einstein-Cartan gravity, physical properties like space-time torsion prevent matter from collapsing into a true point of infinite density. Instead, the crushed matter reaches a critical limit and bounces back, ripping open a wormhole to create an expanding baby universe on the inside of the event horizon. We are the parasitic offspring of a parent universe's collapsed star. Cosmological natural selection suggests that universes mutate their laws of physics to optimize the production of more black holes. Humanity and all biological life are accidental byproducts, mold growing inside a cosmic organ that exists solely to birth more black hole predators. 4. Holographic projection. The world you touch feels physically real. You trust your senses to tell you that you exist in a universe of profound, tangible depth. In the holographic Big Bang model, our entire three-dimensional universe is a thin membrane. In a vast four-dimensional bulk universe, a massive 4D star imploded into a 4D black hole. Our universe is the three-dimensional event horizon of that predator. The expansion of space is the illusion of infalling debris splashing across that horizon. You are a mathematical shadow trapped on the skin of a dead star. Depth is a neurological lie, a trick of the light painted on the wall of a black hole. 3. The Hartle-Hawking no-boundary proposal. Time carries us like a river from a definitive starting point. We rely on the concept of a time zero, a hard boundary where the story of reality officially began. The no-boundary proposal replaces this with imaginary time. As you rewind toward the Big Bang, crushing gravity warps reality so severely that time loses its direction and behaves exactly like a dimension of space. The bottom of the universe is rounded off smoothly, like the South Pole of the Earth. Asking what happened before the Big Bang is as meaningless as asking what lies south of the South Pole. Time lacks the architecture to have a beginning. You are trapped inside a self-contained geometrical prison existing with no edge, no prologue, and no external creator. 2. Vilenkin's tunneling from nothing. Logic dictates that creation requires material or pre-existing energy. Vilenkin's model describes a universe spontaneously quantum tunneling into reality from a state of absolute non-existence. This requires the abstract laws of quantum physics to exist before space and time were born. We are the random, accidental glitch of a phantom equation bleeding out of the void. 1. The Gott-Li self-creating universe. You are locked inside an inescapable, eternal loop of paradoxical madness. J. Richard Gott and Li-Shin Li proposed a model where the severe warping of spacetime creates closed time-like curves, time machines where the future bends backward to become the past. The earliest moments of the universe were a region of these inescapable loops. A piece of an expanding universe looped backwards to spark its own genesis. It tunneled from its own future. The universe is an endless Ouroboros, a cosmic snake eating its own tail in the dark. Every moment of suffering has already happened and will loop around to cause the Big Bang all over again. We are endlessly circling the drain of our own genesis, trapped in a self-causing cage with no way out. The universe is its own mother. J. Richard Gott and Li-Shin Li proposed a model where the severe warping of spacetime creates closed time-like curves, time machines where the future bends backward to become the past. A piece of an expanding universe looped backwards through the fabric of spacetime to spark its own genesis. It tunneled from its own future. Every moment of suffering has already happened, and will loop around to cause the Big Bang all over again. We are endlessly circling the drain of our own genesis, trapped in a self-causing cage with absolutely no way out. When you look at the stars tonight, do not mistake their quiet twinkling for peace. You are staring at the scattered debris of time loops and parasitic anomalies that birthed you completely by accident. Humanity is a fleeting, meaningless glitch on the event horizon of a dying reality. If you want to keep staring into the void until it stares back, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.